Arjen Robben and Franck Ribery were the main guys at Bayern Munich for nearly a decade, both possessing pace, dribbling, shooting, ability to take players on, and scoring important goals as well as assisting them too. Today, we go over Robbery, one of football's greatest duos. Backstories. Franck Ribery was born on the 7th of April in 1983 in Boulogne-sur-Mer, France. Before he was old enough to attend school, the Riberys would suffer a car crash. This accident would leave permanent damage on the face of young Franck, who was only 2 years old at the time. But despite the terrible accident that changed his face, Ribery embraced the scars. In a certain way, this accident helped me. As a child, it motivated me. God gave me this difference. The scars are a part of me, and people will just have to take me the way I am. Ribery's journey in football would begin when he was only 6 years old. The young Frenchman would have a 7-year stint with amateur club FC Conti de Boulogne-sur-Mer. His next destination would be with second-tier side Lille. Athletically wise, Ribery was excellent. But due to academic and poor behavior problems, Lille would release the young Ribery. Or at least that's what Lille said back then. I was released from the Lille Academy after suffering a broken elbow. Lille officials had previously wanted to drop me from the academy for being too small. Nevertheless, the rejections did not weaken him. Ribery returned home and joined the biggest club in his area, US Boulogne. A year later, after just being a bench player, he finally got the chance to start. In France's 4th division, Ribery would play 4 times in his debut season with Boulogne, achieving promotion to France's 3rd division. In his second proper season, he would score 5 goals in 25 appearances. However, despite a decent individual season from Ribery, Boulogne would be relegated back to the 4th division. Boulogne would return to the 4th division, but not Ribery. Olympique Alais had seen enough to give him a new opportunity. In his single season with Alais, he scored just 1 goal in 18 appearances. Due to problems with salary payments, Ribery departed the club in March of 2003. After departing from Alais, things got somewhat chaotic for the Frenchman in search of a new club. 2 unsuccessful trials later, Ribery had a new club, 3rd-tier side Stade de Brest. With this club, Ribery was starting to mold into a serious player. Despite only scoring 3 goals in 35 appearances, Ribery and Brest were able to get promotion to Ligue 2. All these achievements were great, but Ribery seeked to play in only one league, Ligue 1, which was the highest level of football in France. The manager of Metz at the time, Jean Fernandez, recruited the Frenchman and helped him accomplish his dream. And after half of a season, Ribery was on the move yet again. This time away from the country, heading over to Turkish giant Galatasaray. While in Turkey, Ribery would finally win his first piece of silverware, and it would come against Galatasaray's biggest rival, Fenerbahce. The game ended in a 3-1 win with Ribery getting a goal and an assist. And at the end of the season, he was on the move again. Despite having signed a 3.5-year contract with the Turkish Giants, Ribery would come back home to play with French Giants Marseille on June 15, 2005, reuniting with his old manager Jean Fernandez. Galatasaray were furious and demanded FIFA do something about the situation. Ribery argued that he was not being paid all his wages, and he was also threatened by the director of Galatasaray and his old agent with a baseball bat. And in 2007, the appeal of the Turkish club was dismissed by FIFA, who declared that Ribery did nothing wrong. But anyways, back to 2005. Ribery was given Marseille's number 7 jersey, and he immediately got to work. In a span of 4 competitions, Ribery racked up 53 appearances and scored 12 goals and assisted 8 times. One of those goals was the goal of the season, an absolute rocket from 35 meters against Nantes to win the game. He would also be recognized as the young player of the season. During the summer of 2006, a bidding war broke out for the star Frenchman. Arsenal, Real Madrid, and even French rivals Olympique Lyon were looking to acquire the talents of Marseille's talisman. Ribery would confirm his intention to stay with Marseille, even though things got real heated between Marseille's president Pape Diop and the Lyon president Jean-Michel Aulas after an incident where Aulas tried to dazzle Ribery to sign with Lyon. With Ribery staying, Marseille fans were optimistic about the 2006-2007 season, even hoping for a chance at winning the league for the first time in 15 years. However, that all changed due to multiple injuries on Marseille's main man. On November 11th, Ribery suffered a groin injury that also came with a loss to Lille. In February, another injury would sideline him for several games. Ribery would return to action in April to help Marseille have a chance at some silverware. Marseille would have their chance after they reached the Coupe de France final for a second season in a row. However, Sochaux, the opponent in the finals, were able to upset the heavy favorites Marseille and win 5-4 on penalties after the game ended 2-2 in regular time. As for the league, the best Marseille could do was get a second place finish. Once again, Ribery was recognized as the best player in France. Marseille's number 7 would win the French Player of the Year award, breaking Thierry Henry's 4-year reign of being this award's recipient. In the summer of 2007, Ribery was sold to Bayern Munich for a then club record of 25 million euros. And that is how Ribery ended up with the Bavarians. Now, let's take a look at Robbery's other half, Robben. Arjen Robben was born on January 23, 1984 in a town named Bedum in the northern eastern part of the Netherlands. Unlike Ribery, Robben's talent was quickly recognized. Talent that was molded early on with the Korver method. The Korver method is a football training method that focuses on a player's individual skill development, prioritizing the mastery of the ball and one-on-one situations, which was one of Robben's strengths throughout his entire brilliant career. Robben's early skill and ability development made him too valuable to not be at a club. So, Groningen signed the speedy Dutchman. Robben was placed with the first team in the 99-2000 season. It wouldn't be until December 3, 2000 when a 16-year-old Robben finally got to debut for the Dutch side. The young Dutchman continued to prove his brilliance, forcing his way into the starting 11, picking up 18 starts and scoring 2 goals. Despite only scoring 2 goals, Robben was recognized as the club's Player of the Year. Just a friendly reminder that he was only 17 at the time. Robben would play one last season with Groningen, in which he scored 6 times in 28 appearances. Dutch giant PSV had seen enough and made a move for the youngster. Groningen would receive 3.9 million euros to acquire the services of their teenage sensation. At PSV, Robben did not slow down. In 33 appearances, Robben would hit double digits in goals with 12. Robben would be named PSV co-player of the season along with Serbian striker Mateja Kecman, also winning the Dutch league and the talented player of the year. Unfortunately, Robben's second season with PSV was not as successful as the first. Arch-rival Ajax would win the league back from PSV. But despite not winning the league, Robben was now a wanted man in Europe's top leagues. Manchester United tried to acquire the services of the talented winger, but their €7 million offer was seen as too low by Robben himself and by PSV's chairman, Harry van Rij, who claimed that amount of money was only enough to give a signed Robben shirt to the Reds. Once it was made public that PSV and Robben rejected Man United, Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich would submit an offer for the Dutch superstar, nearly offering triple what United had offered. 18 million euros would give Chelsea the biggest talent in the Eredivisie. However, since the deal was done in the middle of the season, Robben first had to complete the last months with PSV, which didn't end well. 2 injuries to his hamstring meant he missed out on several games, which caused his numbers to drop, only scoring 5 goals in 23 appearances. Life at Chelsea started out on the wrong foot for Robben, as he would get a broken metatarsal bone injury in a preseason game. During his time out with an injury, Robben began to fear he might have had testicular cancer due to growth on one of his testicles. Fortunately, he was cleared of any illnesses by the Chelsea doctors. After the health concerns were over, Robben would get back to doing what he loved: play football. In November of 2004, Robben would win the Premier League's Player of the Month award. He would finish the season with 7 league goals, and Chelsea would win the Premier League, ending a near 10-year streak of dominance by Arsenal and Man United. Robben would be a candidate to win the PFA Young Player of the Year, but he lost out to Manchester United's Wayne Rooney. Finally returning to full fitness in the 05-06 season, Robben continued to display brilliance. Even though he only scored 6 goals in 28 matches, Chelsea would pick up back-to-back Premier Leagues. In early 2007, Robben would suffer another minute injury. He would return the following month and continue to score and assist, as well as helping Chelsea win the EFL Cup, setting up the great Didier Drogba for the winning goal. Robben would suffer from minute injuries here and there throughout his whole time with the Blues. In the second leg of the 2007 Champions League semi-final, Robben would unfortunately miss a crucial penalty in the shootout to Liverpool, which they went on to lose. Robben's last game with the Blues would be in an FA Cup win against United, closing out this chapter with another piece of silverware to his collection. It was said back in Spain that Real Madrid were looking to sign a player from Chelsea. The rumor was that then manager Bernd Schuster wanted to sign Michael Ballack, but the then president of Real Madrid, Ramon Calderón, wanted to sign Robben. Ultimately, they chose the Dutchman. Madrid splashed out a whopping 35 million euros for the services of Arjen Robben. It was difficult to leave because I had a great time in my 3 years at Chelsea and I made a lot of friends. There was no time to say goodbye because the deal was closed on the Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the evening, and the following morning, I had to fly. If I had one day off, I would want to come back and say goodbye because to the fans, I owe a big thank you because they were always good to me. In my 3 years, I won all the prizes there are to win in England. Robben's first Madrid appearance would come in a Champions League fixture against Werder Bremen on September 18th. It wouldn't take long for Robben to make himself a part of the starting 11. His brilliant runs down the left made him the main guy in that position. Real Madrid would win the Spanish league with several games to spare, even getting a guard of honor from fierce rival Barcelona. Robben chipped in with 5 goals in 28 matches. For the 2008-2009 season, Robben provided 8 goals in 35 games. However, in the summer of 2009, Madrid went on a spending spree, in which they shattered the world record transfer fee twice, bringing in Brazilian magician Kaká and one of the greatest of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo, just to name the record-breaking signings. With this kind of spending, some players needed to leave to make way for the superstar signings. One of the players sacrificed was Robben. In the summer of 2009, Bayern Munich paid Madrid 25 million euros to bring in the Dutchman. Robben would join Franck Ribery, who was already on his 2nd season with the club. And it was nearly over before it started because many top clubs came asking for Ribery in the summer of 2009, going in to offer up to 65 million euros for the French playmaker. But to prevent any interest, club president Uli Hoeneß slapped a 100 million euro price tag on his number 7. Robbery, trophies, fights, more trophies, and Bundesliga legends. The first few league games started off shaky for the Bavarians, only getting 2 out of 9 possible points. But then, on August 29, 2009, the robbery era would officially begin. Robben and Ribery would enter the pitch as substitutes, and the magic would not take long to come. The Frenchman would set up the Dutchman twice for Bayern's first win of the 09-10 season. The following game, they would both get involved in a 5-1 away win to arch-rival Borussia Dortmund. Robben would assist Bastian Schweinsteiger for the second, and Ribery would come on to score the third. In 24 league appearances, Robben netted 23 goal contributions, including a hat-trick against Hannover 96 on matchday 31, while Bayern's number 7 got 10 goal contributions in 19. These low numbers are only because the French magician suffered from injuries across the season. Ribery would also come up big in the Champions League quarterfinals against Man United, scoring an important goal. Robben too would show up against the English Giants, scoring one of the most beautiful volleys you'll ever see. The season was a success overall for the Bavarians since they were 1 game away from winning a treble of a Bundesliga, DF Pokal, and Champions League. However, Jose Mourinho's Inter were the better team in the UCL final. And because Ribery received a 3-match ban by UEFA, he could not play in the final. But in better news, Bayern would extend the contract of the Frenchman until 2015, also making him the highest paid player at the time. The duo of Robbery did not feature too much in the 2010-11 season. Unfortunately, Robben would be sidelined for more than half of the season, mostly due to injuries. Despite his long absence due to injury, when he got back, Robben went crazy. In 14 league appearances, Robben would produce video game numbers, 12 goals and 10 assists in that span of time, including a hat-trick against Hamburg. And Ribery's numbers were just as good. Even though he too suffered an early injury, Ribery would rack up 25 appearances, scoring 7 goals, but delivering an insane 17 assists, including a hat-trick of assists and a goal against the recently mentioned Hamburg. Despite the brilliant individual numbers from the two Wizards, Bayern's season as a whole was not as great as the last. The Bavarians would drop down to 3rd in the league as they watched arch-rival Borussia Dortmund take the league that season. Some reports claim that Robben was unhappy with the German Giants due to a couple of factors, including his playing time and the firing of Louis van Gaal. The Dutchman was looking for a way out and wanted to go to AC Milan, but Bayern refused to sell their number 10. Robben would suffer from early injuries again in the 11-12 season. In his 24 league appearances, Robben's numbers took a dip. Only 12 goals and 6 assists, 5 of those goals coming from the penalty kick. In the case of Ribery, it was all the contrary. The French maestro remained healthy, only missing 2 league games that season. Because Ribery remained healthy for almost the whole season, he was brilliant for the Bavarians. 12 goals and 21 assists in 32 league games, including 3 games in which he gave a hat-trick of assists. Despite the brilliance of Ribery, Bayern finished trophyless again. The frustrations of the season were put to the public eye on April 25, 2012. In the semi-finals against Real Madrid, the two Bayern greats had a clash during halftime. The story goes that Robben ordered Ribery to let Toni Kroos take a free kick. Ribery, who was someone of short temperament, then threw a punch at Robben. But despite this fight, Bayern would go on to play the 2012 UCL final. Robben suffered from more misfortune in the finals. When it mattered most, Robben missed a penalty kick that could have changed everything for the Bavarians. They ended up losing to Chelsea in the penalty shootout. Unfortunately, Robben going through injuries in the start of the season was starting to become a tradition. Ribery too had his injury troubles, but still had another brilliant individual season. 27 league appearances, 10 goals and 15 assists, including a hat-trick of assists against Fortuna Düsseldorf. Robben made less than 20 league appearances, but he still managed to get 12 goal contributions. Despite both players' troubles with injuries, Bayern would make history in the 2012-2013 season. The Bavarians would win a treble, winning the Bundesliga by a gap of 25 points to the runner-up Borussia Dortmund, beating the recently mentioned Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League final. The winning goal had the two Bayern greats involved. Ribery would barely connect for a backheel on the ball. Robben sprinted past the Dortmund defenders and slotted the ball away in the 90th minute. So even though he was injured for a big chunk of the season, Robben's 2013 will be remembered for being the hero in Bayern's biggest European night. And they won the DF Pokal when they beat Stuttgart 3-2. In the 2013-2014 season, Robben finally stayed healthy early on. And now, Ribery was the one suffering from injuries. Despite missing time on the pitch, the Frenchman was being recognized as one of the best players in the world. He would come third in the 2013 Ballon d'Or, only being outplaced by so-called Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Even though Robben was the one with more appearances, the Frenchman had a better season statistically. Ribery would hit double digits in goals and assists in the league, while Robben only got 11 and 6 in 28 matches. The Bavarians would win the Bundesliga once again with another 90-plus point season. They also won another DF Pokal against Borussia Dortmund. Unfortunately, Robbery were the victims of injuries that significantly cut their involvements in the 14-15 season. Both of the Bayern wingers missed a combined 30 league games this season. But when they did play, they both made sure to get their contributions in attack. 5 goals and 9 assists in 15 games for number 7, and 17 goals and 7 assists in 21 games for number 10. Bayern Munich won the Bundesliga again with a double-digit gap on the runner-up. As for the 15-16 season, this was a season to forget for the Robbery duo. Even more injuries were present to both of these two players. And this time, both players had poor seasons in the attacking end. Only 13 league goal contributions for both players. By far their worst seasons for the Bavarians. But even with the injured Robbery, Bayern still continued to rule the Bundesliga. Ribery and Robben would stay a lot more healthy in the 2016-17 season, especially Robben. In his 26 league appearances that season, Robben went off. 13 goals and 11 assists just to remind the world that he still got it. Ribery would play 22 league games in which he scored just 5 goals, but hit double digits in assists again with 10. Adding another game with a hat-trick of assists in Bayern's 3-1 win against FC Ingolstadt 0-4. With a 15-point gap, Bayern Munich took the league once again. Unfortunately, Father Time was finally catching up with the two Wizards. Despite playing a combined 41 league games, Robbery only mustered out 19 goal contributions. And it would be the same in their last season with the German Giants. But instead of talking about their minute numbers, let's talk about the last game of the 2018-19 Bundesliga for Bayern Munich, in which both Robben and Ribery scored to say farewell in sensational fashion. Robben would return to Groningen after 1 year of retirement, and then call it a day after 1 season. Ribery had a 4-year spell in Italy, first with Fiorentina and then with Salernitana. Even though they are one of the greatest duos in Bundesliga history, Robbery still remains a big what if. What if they hadn't been plagued by frequent injuries? What could they have further achieved in Europe? We will never know. But what we do know is that their greatness cannot be questioned.